Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Our patient today is 2009 Forester. This is AN451, which has P1560. Is it P1560? So this is the second one that we've had in the past so far with P1560, which is a low backup voltage, and that usually means liquid damage. And in this one, same thing. You can even see the rust over here and over here, so it was exposed to liquid. You know, I always say that I love this design, just a plastic box with two clips, easy to remove, and nothing really happens to it, as opposed to other ECMs that are sealed shut, glued, siliconed, like completely hermetically sealed. But well, sometimes it does happen, but it's very rare that we get liquid damage ECMs from Subaru. Because that means it usually comes from above the rust belt, when the actual bottom part of the car rusts through and allows liquid to get inside. Because even if you get liquid inside the car, because ECM is on the floor underneath the feet of the passenger, but it is also, there is a seal. So even if you spill liquid, or you leave the sunroof open and there's rain inside and stuff, that still shouldn't cause the liquid to get in there. In other cases, it's condensation, so still they are prone to get some liquid here and there, but also they are covered with conformal coating, which usually protects them from that, although it's not bulletproof, as we see over here. But with this one, I connected it and read the codes, and I don't see 1560 in stored codes, and I don't see 1560 in pending codes. In fact, I got 10 codes, which is normal, right? When you connect the ECM on the bench, you should get 10 codes. If you get more than 10, well, actually depending on the ECM, but for this particular one, 10 codes is correct, and these are all correct codes that you should get when you connect it on the bench, which is curious. So let's take a look at it, because I already looked at it, so I know it has been it has been fixed, or at least the fix has been attempted. And let's inspect it, because well, the fix didn't fix it, right? The previous repair didn't fix it. That's why we have another one here. This one's 450, so it's off by 1. This one's 451, but they're usually compatible. If there's only that one number mismatched by 1, that's usually no big deal. I'm not sure what it indicates. Actually, I don't have a clue what it indicates, but they're usually, from my experience so far, they're usually compatible. I've even tested it empirically, and in fact yesterday we did cloning of, well, that was the Impreza, but also off by 1. It programmed just fine, and well, it's already on the way back to Nick, so we'll have our final confirmation soon, but I wouldn't expect any issues. So let me show you the picture I received of what it looked like. So this is what it looked like. So as you can see, it's not the same damage we dealt with last time. It's not exactly the same area. Last time it was completely rusted through on this trace over here, so we had to route from these 4 vias to this line, right? This one seems to have an issue on this line, this trace, and this via. So the repair has been performed. As you can see, it has been cleaned and the via has been soldered. But since the ECM is here, it didn't help, which unfortunately was the case in my previous repair, which was worse than this one. I had to grind a lot of the board. But the problem with vias is that they go through multiple layers and they may connect to multiple layers. They don't have to. It might go from the top layer to bottom layer only, but more likely it goes through all the layers, and you don't know which layer could be disconnected because there's no way to measure it. The only way to confirm would be to have a board view and just confirm, knowing which component it should connect to, and confirm that way. But we don't have that information. We don't have the board view, so there's a fair bit of guesswork here. So just out of curiosity, let's desolder this and see if the corrosion has been removed correctly, if it has been ground through. There's still flux left on the board. Yeah, this has not been ground through. Doesn't look like it. So this might be the problem, but I would expect that I would read the code on the bench that the voltage, the backup voltage is low, but it might only come up when you actually connect it to the car. Yeah, so the via has been completely corroded through. And to recover from that, we need to ground through it. Yeah, so it didn't even see that? It didn't make the connection to the via because via is not there anymore. So let's clean it up and see if there's anything we can do with that. Because if the via is completely not there, there's very little chance of success. So it did probably make the connection to the other side. Yeah, which is here. Yeah, because the via on this side looks to be okay. So it looks like this via is fine over here. But it has not been exposed enough. It looks like it has some exposure. Right. It does have some exposure, so this may have been working. But to do it correctly, you need grinding pan. Now it can make much better connection. But again, we're faced with the same problem that we don't know whether the internal vias are connected. So for that, let's start grinding on this side a bit and see what we can expose. So if the connection is to be made just between this side and the other side, this would work. But there's going to be some connections missing in the side. And since this is backup voltage, it will surely be required for something other than just these two sides. And how do we know? Well, we know because on this side we just have one, this doesn't connect anywhere on this side, right? There's no trace going there. So the traces are inside the board. So that's why the previous repair attempt didn't work. So now all we can do, really, well, we're gonna clone it anyways, so either way this will be fixed, but let's take a stab at it and try to expose a little bit of the board. So as you can see, there's a lot of corrosion inside, right? This shouldn't look like this. So we don't know the extent of damage inside, and the more I grind, the more corrosion we expose. So I think this will be futile. Yeah, look at all this gunk. This isn't supposed to look like this. I see the second layer. You can see it slightly over here. Right, so that's the layer underneath. This is the layer it should be connected to, and I don't see any more layers. So could it mean that there's only one layer that it connects to? It's possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. See, this is the color that you should see when you're grinding, right? Not the dark gunk that we had, but something more like this. I see another one. Is that another layer? Yeah, I see another layer there. And we have a lot less corrosion coming, so the majority of corrosion has been cleaned. this would, if that is a 4-layer board, which it could be, then we have all 4 layers exposed right here. So we see this is the top layer, second layer, third layer, and fourth layer that you can barely see, but it's there. So if these are all the layers, this should work. But now we need to clean it. And what happened to my brush? Okay, so now supposedly we have a connection through 4 layers. So now we can put the wire in and connect it to the other side, which is not really needed because the other side doesn't connect to anything. So that last layer is negligible right now. It's not really needed for anything. But that's why it didn't work before. That's why the first attempt didn't fix it, because it only connected this top layer with the bottom layer, and that's it, and the mid layers were not connected. So now we can connect more layers, but is it gonna work? Problem is that I cannot confirm it since I don't see this code right now. Right, if I had this code 1560 and after this the code disappeared, well, that would be the answer, right? The problem went away. But since I don't see that code right now, then we won't know until this is connected to the car and test it. But we're gonna clone it just in case, because we have the replacement DCM. Okay, so now let's hook up the wire. Where's the brush I was looking for? It was right here. Where it should be. It was just hiding behind the tweezers. Alright, and this is how you do it, at least to have a chance of this working. Right? Before it had no chance of working because only 2 layers were connected. And actually the layer that is not important. That's why it didn't work the first time I did it, because I also didn't grind through all the layers. I just ground through the top layer. But I'm not sure if we didn't make a short over here, so let's check that. Should it be connected here? I don't think so. What is this? Should it? I don't see the short anymore here. I didn't check it before, but no, there's no short anymore. I don't know if there was to begin with. Oh, there's definitely no short between these two. So I guess they should be connected, unless, okay, because this is just one part of the problem. Now that the connection is restored, there might be a different issue, meaning there could be something shorted on the board. But to find that, it would be a hassle. And it doesn't really make sense to me that these should be shorted. So there might be something shorted on the board which causes that, right? Because it doesn't make sense for these two to be shorted together. If they were, then they would be, connected here. At least that would make sense. Okay, let's clone it, but this at least has a chance of working now, because all the layers are connected. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. All right, a little seal on it, just to protect it from liquids and stuff, and we should be good. Now, if you guys are curious how my job search is going, it's not going well. The job market seems to be broken, or at least that's what they're telling me. That, you're not alone. It's not only you. Everybody's struggling. That actually doesn't really help me much. That's what my wife always defaults to, like whenever I'm troubled. She always picks me up by saying that, well, others are struggling too, and other people are broke too, and other people... That doesn't really help me in any way, knowing that, I'm not alone. That I'm still in the same situation though. You know what I mean? My problem is not that I feel lonely with my problems. My problem is that I have problems that I want to resolve. So it doesn't really help me knowing that I'm not alone having these problems. Rejection after rejection, nothing really viable, and not even a lot of offers, meaning not even a lot of listings that you can apply to. And the ones I apply to, I get rejected from, which is okay. It could be worse because I could have been ghosted, right? So okay, there's a little bit of pick me up, and at least from some offers I at least get hear back, go to the submit a code sample or stuff like that. So yeah, it could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. Recently I watched the video from Life After Layoff describing this problem, that a lot of people have this problem, and actually in some cases it's even worse experience than I've had so far. Going through like lengthy evaluation process just to get a rejection at the end of it, or being ghosted, right? So but I don't know, it's getting scary. It's getting scary because I don't know if I'll ever find a job in software engineering anymore. Maybe I'm just too old. It's not like my resume has my age on it, and it's not like 40. I'm 41. So it's not like I'm 55 and trying to find a software engineering job. But still, even looking at my resume, you can kind of deduce my age. And since I started early, I was 15 when I started, so that looks like a lot of experience, but I started really early. So okay, we've got everything. So now, yeah, it's getting kind of scary. People are telling me don't give up, but it's kind of hard to not give up. Okay, the VIN is correct. The ECM is cloned. So I don't know what to do. Actually, I don't know what to do. I've been, I did want to update my resume yesterday, but before I did it, I actually applied to one more listing that was new, and something about their core values kind of something drawn me to them about their core values. I don't even remember exactly what, but for that reason I didn't update the resume, because that resume seemed to me like it's gonna be better fit for their core values. But I wouldn't hold my breath. In fact, I will not hold my breath. But instead, I started working more on the repair shop. Meaning, I released 2 listings, and today I'll start working, because it's Sunday. So there's probably not gonna be a lot I can do to find a job today. So instead, the only thing I'll do, I'll just update my resume. Meaning I'll cut it down to 2 pages, because right now it's, I don't even remember, it's like 6 pages or something. Because it not only has my, whole experience and everything, but it also has like some of my personal projects and stuff, and just 3 years ago this was my selling point. That's why I had a lot of calls and a lot of interest, because that's what they wanted to see, that you're not only a cog in the machine, but you're actually doing something by yourself, not just waiting for the job. Now it seems like it works the opposite way, and the video from what's his name, Joshua Fluke, it terrified me. Like some CEO saying, like, if you switch your status on LinkedIn to open to work, you're never getting hired, or it's a red flag to them, like they'll never hire someone who's looking for work. Well, I don't even get it. So someone who's looking for work, I'm never gonna hire them because they're looking for work openly. They have to be secret about it. It's, I don't know. You have to just say that, no, I don't want to work, and so don't call me and stuff, and that's when they're gonna call you. It makes no sense to me. And actually, after seeing those CEOs that look in their 20, 25, maybe 26 at the oldest, baby faces, I don't worry about that too much, because those youngsters nowadays have crazy ideas, and like they want to take everything to the extreme. So I don't worry about that too much, but it terrified me, absolutely terrified me. Like, but it makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Well, I'm not gonna hire you because you're openly looking for work. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. If I don't look for work, if I don't set my status as looking for work, then how is anyone going to know that I'm looking for work? Although it has been, couple years back, it would be that I would get offers, like inquiries, whether I'm looking for something or not, even though I was actively employed. And now it's kind of rare for recruiters to actually reach out, but I'm kind of hoping, maybe it'll flip a little bit after summer. Usually summer used to be kind of slow when it comes to hiring, but last time when I was laid off, it was summer. It was actually around the same period. And yeah, it was way different. There was a lot was happening. There was a lot of jobs and a lot of interest. Now there's back then all I had to do is just switch my status to looking for work, and I would be flooded with emails and phone calls and everything. And now it's like nobody's looking for anything. So I don't know, maybe I should just focus on the shop and just give up, or at least give up for a while and see in a while. But the problem is that I don't know. I don't know how. Is there unemployment in the United States anymore? I've never been on unemployment or welfare or anything like that. So I don't know. But yeah, maybe I should just do that. Stay on unemployment for a few months and check back later with the market. Well, anyways, this one's done. We have one more today. IC608 resoldering. I will either release that video today again, so 2 videos today, or I'll release it tomorrow. I don't know. In either case, thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you more than you know. Also, thank you for your kind words and words of encouragement and your mental support. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. And I guess I shall see you either today or tomorrow in the next one. See you guys.